Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. People don't talk about just how exhausting it is to take care of yourself. You know, like with showering and drying your hair, styling your hair, all this shit. It's a lot, isn't it?
No.
Do you not think?
No.
When you're doing like well, I know you don't, but if I'm doing an everything shower, you know, washing your hair, you might be doing a hair mask, you're shaving, fucking, you know, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Then you've got to get out. Then you've got to moisturise. And then you've got to dry your hair. Style it if you're styling it.
See, I can't moisturise directly after a shower.
I have to. My skin dries out if I don't.
I can't because as soon... I don't know why, but when I get out of the shower, I can dry myself off thoroughly. As soon as I put moisturiser on, I start sweating. Instantly.
In summer, I will.
No.
In summer, I'll be angry.
All year round.
Oh.
Start sweating immediately.
See, I have to hype myself up to go get a shower.
When it's cold.
Especially when it's cold, but just generally speaking, because when you got to wash your hair, and if you've got longer hair, it's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
a lot.
Do you know what? Right? Do you know what is actually annoying about you getting a shower? You'll go and get your dressing gown, and you'll go, Do you need to use the toilet before I go in? And I'll go, no. And then you're in there for fucking about an hour and a half,
No,
2
I'm not.
hours.
No, I'm not. Half hour tops.
And then half hour.
Half hour. Maybe 45 again if it's like an everything shower and it's a whole fucking operation in there, but
No. I've been there squirming for an hour before.
okay, time it.
Okay. Oh, well.
Thursday, I'll be doing an everything shower.
But then
time it.
You'll come out of the bathroom and I'll be like, right, fucking hell, finally. And then I'll go in and you'll go, I did ask you before. I didn't need it before. I didn't realise you were going to be in there for fucking eighth the day.
You know, if you want, I cannot ask. I cannot be a considerate fuck. I can just be like, fuck you and it, and just go grab my shower.
Well,
I think it's quite considerate of me to make sure.
I'm considerate. I don't go in there and drop a load while you're in the shower and flush the toilet.
Well, you shouldn't. Because I've asked you beforehand if you need the bathroom.
Some people do.
No.
There's couples who share the bathroom.
No, I'm not about that. I have to be honest with you. Like, if I was in the shower and you're like you just got home, I really need to use the bathroom. Fine. But there's no reason why you need to come in. That's Megan time. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the bathroom. This is my business. I don't give a fuck if I'm using the toilet, if I'm having a shower, if I'm just fucking stood there, you know, fucking twiddling my thumbs. That's my time. Now, unfortunately, the boys don't seem to understand that. Norman and Ty always follow me in.
They've started following me in.
I can't even go for a piddle.
Like,
without Ty trying to jump onto my lap. It's fucking annoying.
See, with me, because I'm stood at the toilet, he starts headbutting my leg and knocking me about while I'm trying to piss in a bowl.
No, Ty will actually try to sit on my lap.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I'd rather eat, again, Megan time.
No, when I was in the UK, I had a cat called Samson, and if I was sat having a shite, he would be on my lap.
Again, some people are like, oh, why are you being weird about it? I don't give a fuck. You know, you be as open as you want. But to me, it's a private thing. You're in the bathroom. If the bathroom isn't a private place, where the fuck is? That's kind of getting off the point, though. The point I was making, though, it's a lot of work, and people don't really address it. You ever meet those people like, I'm just going to quickly jump in the shower?
No, but I've never met anyone who puts as much effort in as you.
What do you mean? Moisturising?
It's not. No. It's not just the showering. It's not just you put stuff in your hair before you even get in the fucking shower, and then
not all the time though. That's like I said, the everything shower.
Yeah, and then there's your moisturising. Before I was with you, I never moisturised.
That's bizarre to me.
Not once.
Never.
And you used to comment on how good my skin was.
You do have lovely skin.
And I never moisturised.
I have eczema.
No. But when I say about the effort, I mean, moisturising directly after the shower, and then you have your skin routine in the morning, skin routine.
No, I don't have a skin routine in the morning. The most you'll get out of me in the morning is wash my face with water, fuck moisturiser on. I'm not like doing a whole song and dance in the morning. It's the evening time where I have to do the whole thing.
See, for my face, I have 2 routines a day. Because there's the AM and the PM moisturiser. But I'm not going to say the name of the brand because I did see if they wanted us to affiliate with them and they told us to get fucked. So I'm not going to say what the name of the company is. But I still use the products because they're really good. But yeah, no, what I mean about your effort is, your routines and stuff like that. Before I was with you, I didn't know anyone who did it.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
No, like none of your partners ever even even if it wasn't regular for them to do it. They never had like, oh, this weekend I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to fucking X, Y, and Z, face mask, bubble bath, the whole shebang. I don't know. I mean, I think, like you said about cleaning my face and all, because I wear makeup, I always, because it's not just cleaning your face, then you got to make sure all your makeup's off and then clean your skin.
Yeah.
So like in the evening, like, I mean, it's a good thing I'm doing that. Do you know what I mean? But that's another point is right. If you're a vain bastard like myself and you like your makeup, that's another fucking hurdle. And like you said, in the summer, be sweating and all that. Yeah. You see me trying to apply my makeup in the summer. I've got the hand fan out and I'm fucking sitting there dying trying to put it on.
Well,
nightmare.
Let's just not make this all about women because you don't realise how hard it is for men.
No, excuse me. I said for people.
Oh.
Anyone, but you're the one saying, no, I don't know anyone. It's just you. So.
Oh, well, I was going to say for men, you don't understand the effort we have to go through to keep our arsehole clean.
How so?
Well, because it airs and that, there's more places for stuff to collect.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be more thorough than what a woman would be.
So you're saying it takes you a little bit longer to clean yourself?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it is a bit time consuming and it is a bit of a pain in the hole. Yeah. Yeah. To go through the process.
Yeah.
So you agree? People don't talk about how exhausting it is to take care of yourself.
Well, no, it's just what you do, isn't it?
What?
It's just what you do, isn't it?
I don't think it, again, like I said, people say, oh, I'm just going to quickly jump in the shower. What do you mean? I've never had that in my life. Now, again, like I said, the moisturising thing, 'cause my skin is more sensitive. I have to like take that extra step. But even if it wasn't, I think I still would majority of the time.
Oh.
It's good to moisturise.
Not for me.
Not for you if you feel uncomfortable, but you could later on once you've cooled down.
No, I've tried it. I have to wait until the next day.
You have to wait until the next day?
Yeah, if I was to shower, say if I showered at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Not a chance I can moisturise before I go to bed. Otherwise I'll be sweating.
Now this is a discussion for another day. But on the same note of like showering and all that, bit of a controversial view, but I like towels when they're a little bit worn. They're a bit more scratchy on you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say about pissing and that.
What?
I thought you were going to say about pissing and that.
That's a whole other conversation for another day as well. What's your preference? You like the towel a little bit scratchy or do you like when they're all fluffy and soft? Soft. Oh, so you don't really dry it that much, I don't feel. They kind of just move the water around.
No.
Okay, another day. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to it.
So, we've got a shout out this week.
We do indeed. Kristen is our new patron subscriber.
Kirsten.
Kristen.
Kirsten.
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 I'm just going off of what I saw on How I Met Your Mother.
Kirsten, was it?
Kirsten. Got a lisp now.
Well, it's none of them. It's Kristen. Hopefully not Kristen Bluefin.
What?
Kristen Bluefin. Do you remember Haddon Clark?
Yes.
Yeah, do you remember he had an alter ego called Kristen Bluefin?
Yeah, he used to put wig on and that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't Haddon, it was Kristen who was committing the murders.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it wasn't me, it was Kristen. Well,
Again,
I hope it's not.
Yes, hopefully that's not Miss Bluefin.
Yeah. Well, I have one. I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to see if you and our listeners can get it.
No, you already told me what it is.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, but for the listeners...
Polish tin.
I'll just tell you now, lads, it's just fucking stupid. You're not going to get it. As soon as Neil said to me, I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Polish tin.
Polish tin. So, thank you, Kristen. Hopefully not Bluefin. We appreciate you.
Yeah, cheers, Polish tin. So, what you got for us today?
Today, we are going to be talking about the murder of Lauren Giddings.
Giddings?
Giddings.
Okay.
Not familiar, no?
No. Why would it be?
Lauren Teresa Giddings was born on the 18th of April 1984, and she was the eldest of 3 daughters born to parents Bill and Karen Giddings in Maryland. Lauren was known to be vibrant and bubbly, a go-getter who rooted for the underdog. With her blonde hair and statuesque height, you would most likely have noticed Lauren as she walked down the street with her beloved one-eyed Pekingese dog, Butterbean.
When you say, like, big height, how tall was she?
She was 6 foot tall.
Okay, it's not grotesque, is it? It's
Grotesque?
Well, no, sorry. No, that wasn't a good word to use.
I'm guessing that's not the word you meant to use.
No. I don't know what, ginormous?
It's tall enough.
6 foot is...
6 foot is above average height for an adult woman.
Not in Sweden, probably.
What?
Sweden, they're pretty tall. You know, with Viking blood and that.
Is this going to be your claim for the episode that all Swedish women are in and around 6 foot tall?
I didn't.
No, but you just said it wouldn't be unusual in Sweden.
Yeah, wouldn't be unusual. I didn't say
it wouldn't
all
be
of them.
unusual. Meaning it's the usual.
Look, what I mean is, so when I went to Sweden, I lived in the UK. And one of the things I noticed while I was in Sweden is that averagely, the women were taller than the women averagely in the UK.
Say it again.
Averagely.
Averagely.
Yeah.
Do you know what pisses me off about you?
Go on.
The fact that you've asked about her height, not an issue.
Mm.
But that you ask about her height and you don't comment on her one-eyed dog named Butterbean. That's out the window. Never mind poor old Butterbean with his one eye.
Wait, did you say that?
I did, yes. And you're like, what height was she? What height? That's not fucking high. That's not tall at all. 6 foot.
What happened to
Every second woman in Sweden's that height.
What happened to Butterbean's eye?
I actually don't know.
Oh.
Mm. With hopes of becoming a public defender, Lauren was attending the Mercer University School of Law in Macon, Georgia. And Lauren was actually the first in her family to attend college. One of the law professors at Mercer said, quote, "We all liked her immediately because of her warmth and sense of fun, and just adored her as we got to know her." Her professor also described her as gifted, humble, and someone who felt privileged to do the work that others shunned. By May of 2011, Lauren had graduated and was preparing for the bar exam. Now, one of her neighbours was a man named Stephen Mark McDaniel. Stephen was born in 1985 in Macon, Georgia. He was a classmate of Lauren's, and the two had been neighbours since August of 2008. Lauren's father previously met Stephen and said, quote, "I would describe him as very average, didn't speak a lot, kind of awkward. He seemed to be a lightweight, kind of a bookworm."
What's how much drink he can fucking take after
I don't know what.
it?
I think that was in reference to his build. I'm not quite sure because it seems a bit odd.
He was very lightweight.
Stephen was 6 foot tall, and I can't remember what weight he was. It was not really relevant, but he was more lean.
Okay.
But again, it's not.
I thought it was
Possibly
like
relevant.
lightweight, you'd call someone a lightweight because they can't take the drink.
That's how I would hear it, but it makes no sense in this context. Unless you happen to meet Stephen at a party, maybe.
Yeah.
But it seems a bit odd.
I don't trust anyone with the name Stephen.
Well, his landlord clearly didn't either. Stephen's landlord said that if he had to schedule maintenance work, he would do so when he knew that Stephen wouldn't be home to avoid, quote, long, crazy conversations I had no desire to be a part of.
That's us every day.
Honestly. But it's just kind of quite telling. When it's like, when someone uses the words, I have no desire to be a part of.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of people I can think of off the top of my head I actively avoid. If they walk into a room, I leave.
Yeah. I don't need that mess.
It's not that they're a nasty person or anything. It's just they will not shut up. Well, once they start, they do not stop. Well,
look, there's some people who you make the effort with because, you know they may be lonely or, it's... You'd say they're not nasty. You make the effort, but there's some days for your own self-preservation. You're like, I can't get into all this.
Yeah.
Or someone putting their own shit onto you.
Yeah.
You're like, look.
Like an old fella. If their wife's dead and they've got no one to talk to, I'll happily sit and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, if you pass someone and it's like, you all right? And they're like, actually, no. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, just say yes and walk off.
Yeah.
Like, you all right? You all right? Done. That's it. That's the interaction done.
Yeah.
Not,
I mean, there's been...
my cat died and I can't get over it and I might be getting evicted because they put the rent up and I can't pay it. It's like, I don't care that much. This is the first time I've seen you this year.
Fucking hell, Neil. They're just trying to keep you updated. Now, by most accounts I've read of Stephen, he just seems to be a bit of a loner, kind of creepy, and definitely some incel vibes going on.
Weirdo.
Yeah. But regardless of this, Lauren was said to have been kind to him.
See, why would you do that if he's got incel vibes?
I mean, look, I've done it before when I've been kind to a person because I feel like they need someone.
Yeah.
And you kind of look out for them. And I'm not saying that you have to get something out of a relationship or a friendship kind of thing, but you do it more so for their benefit. And I tell you, more times than not, it's come back and bit me on the arse.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Again, you should be kind to people and look out for them, but also self-preservation's a real thing.
Yeah, I go as far as, you all right?
A man of many words.
Would I be the bad person, right? Say if I'm crossing someone, I'm walking past someone in the street and I said, you all right? And they went, actually, no, my mother's sick,
Well, someone you don't know at all.
No. It's someone I know vaguely because they live in the same area. Or it's someone I used to work with years ago or something like that.
Mm.
And they just start droning on about how fucking bad the life is. If I just went, I'll stop you there because I'm sick of it. Am I the bad person?
No, look, I understand what you're saying. It may be a bit abrupt, but...
I've got places to go.
Mm.
I'm a very busy man.
Allegedly. In June of 2011, Lauren decided to break from her studies to head back home to Maryland. This was to attend her sister's wedding. Once Lauren had returned to Macon, she delved back into her studies in preparation for the bar exam.
Kim K failed hers.
She did, yeah.
And cried.
After a few days, and Lauren's family and friends hadn't heard anything from her, they were not immediately worried. They knew Lauren would be consumed by her work, especially after having taken time off for her sister's wedding. She was ambitious and totally focused on passing her exam. But panic set in on the 29th of June, when it became apparent that it wasn't just a text or two that was going unanswered, or a delay in reply. It was radio silence. When they phoned Lauren, her calls were going straight to voicemail. Concerned for her well-being, a friend of Lauren's gets in contact with her sister to see if she had heard from her. And when her sister Caitlin said that she had not, her father makes the decision to drive to Macon and file a missing persons report. On the 30th of June, Lauren was reported missing. But someone did know what had happened to Lauren, and that was her neighbour, Stephen McDaniel.
I think I know what this case is.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I've seen this on like Instagram and Facebook.
You probably will have done, yes. There's a pretty kind of shocking aspect of it. There's quite a sensationalist element to it.
Yes.
On Sunday, the 26th of June 2011, at 4:30am, Stephen entered Lauren's apartment using a master key. Wearing gloves and a mask, Stephen crept into Lauren's bedroom and watched her sleep.
Wait, how did he get a master key?
I'm not sure. I assume he stole it from his landlord or something.
Don't you think it's like, how do they do that? Like, say you've got an apartment building, yeah, and it's got 30 rooms, 30 different locks, but then you have one key what opens all of them. Like key cards, I understand because that's all computerized, but an actual hard key, like a skeleton key, how is that a thing?
Any locksmiths listening, let us know.
Yeah, please.
When Lauren wakes up, Stephen lunges at her and strangles her to death with his hands.
He's not going to do it with his feet, is he?
You could have used a ligature or something.
Oh, okay.
Over the hours that followed, Stephen dragged Lauren's body through the apartment and placed her into the bathtub. He then begins to dismember her body using a hacksaw. After he'd finished mutilating her remains, he then disposes of her body in various locations. The majority, he would later claim, was left in a dumpster on campus, but he chose to discard her torso in a bin outside of the apartment complex. Her identity would later be confirmed by matching the DNA to samples taken from both her hairbrush as well as from her parents.
Right. So I'm going to say something now.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a bit of advice for everyone, including yourself, apparently. If someone's odd, you should be able to tell whether they're a weirdo or they're harmless. Don't fucking, be nice and fucking reach out and, oh, well, they're on their own. There's a reason why they're on their own. Right? You said you've done it and it's bit you on the ass. Mm-hmm. Look what happened to her. She was not involved with him, but she was.
It was actually said that Stephen had asked her out multiple occasions and she had politely turned him down, but she kept the contact there.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah. But if he's all incelly, it's going to be one of two things. He's not going to take the rejection well, or he's going to just blank that rejection.
And hyperfixate.
Yes.
But I mean, it is a difficult one though, because, look, you should always, where you can, be kind to people.
Yeah.
But especially with women, I understand you sometimes you're kind of quiet or more reserved to protect yourself, but there's also something to be said for being a bit more direct. Yeah. And trying to, cut something dead. Yeah. Then and there.
Which is, like I said earlier, if someone starts rabbiting on, just go, no, I'm sick of it. I've got to go to the shop.
Shut your gob.
Yeah. Shut the mouth and let me go and get me milk.
And bread.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Stephen had left Lauren's torso in a bin at the apartment complex.
Oh, so he's not very bright either.
No. And remember, this is Georgia in the middle of summer.
Oh.
And that summer marked the second hottest on record, with the average monthly temperature sitting at around 82 Fahrenheit or 28 degrees Celsius. It would not have taken long for the smell of decomposition to become apparent.
Yeah. Like, fuck living in that. The hottest we had was, we had 30 over here and it was 33 in Sheffield. I wanted to kill myself.
It's a different heat here though. Like we've said it before. I don't know what the fuck obviously the humidity.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like we were having 30-degree weather with like 98% humidity. Literally,
that sound I just made sums it up.
Yeah. You open the window and it was just hot fucking air hitting you in the face.
Like opening the oven door.
Yes.
Sick of it, to quote you. The day after Lauren had been reported missing, WGXA News were at the apartment complex reporting on the case, and Stephen was one of those interviewed. Now, the wonderful fella that he is, Stephen tried to offer up some theories as to what may have happened to Lauren.
Of course he did.
He said, quote, "She's as nice as can be, very personable, very much a people person. We don't know where she is. The only thing we can think of is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there's anything amiss. She had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in.
And she was always lovely to me."
It, like, honestly, it's, you know, the trying to plant like this could have happened to her. And also, we were in there. So I was in the apartment at the time. I was in the apartment after the fact.
Okay. So that's why my fingerprints are in a hairbrush and everything. Yeah.
Now, in the middle of this interview, Stephen is told that Lauren's body had been found. Stephen simply replies, "Body?" He's clearly stunned by this, and the reporter asks if he's okay. Stephen replies, "I think I need to sit down."
I bet he fucking does. Shit in a brick.
The way right, if you didn't know this is from a genuine case, you would think it's a skit from a show.
First time I saw it, I wasn't 100% sure if it was real or a skit.
Yeah, I mean,
it looked like acting.
You can see just the life draining from his body. And he's literally like, "Body?"
Yeah.
Like the voice just drops. And it's like, that you're guilty.
Yeah.
I know nothing about you. You know something here.
This is how I knew what the case was. As soon as you said neighbour, this one person who did know was the neighbour, Stephen. For some reason, it twigged in my head about this interview. It was all over Facebook and Instagram.
But you couldn't place Kristen Bluefin, the case we have actually talked about.
But that were a while ago, weren't it?
As previously mentioned, Stephen had placed Lauren's body parts in various locations, so it was her torso which had been found. But the rest of her remains, if Stephen is being truthful about how he disposed of them, which, to be fair, I believe he is, would have already gone to the landfill. The reason I believe he was being truthful about this is because he didn't seem to go to great lengths to cover his tracks, so I can fully believe if he placed her torso in a bin at their apartment complex, why not do the same to the rest of her remains in another location that he's familiar with?
Yeah.
That same day, Stephen, along with friends and family of Lauren, went to the police station to give their statements. When asked if he would consent to a search of his apartment, he declined and said, quote, "It's the lawyer in me," and stated that he's protective of his space.
I bet he fucking is.
He did eventually agree to a search, with him accompanying the police. While speaking with Stephen, police also noticed a few scratches on him, consistent with marks made by fingernails, say, someone swiping as if to defend themselves.
And the cop said, "What's all that about?" Never mind that.
Basically.
Never mind that.
Would you like to hear Stephen's justification of the situation?
Stray cat.
Stray cat.
Why is that funny?
Stephen said that he must have scratched himself in his sleep.
Okay.
So remind me, that's for his birthday. Get him some mittens.
No, that's plausible.
Deep scratch marks.
I scratched myself. I've drawn blood on my head and fucking near my eye.
That's a fair point, actually. You have. You were very aggressive in your sleep. You've cut me in your sleep with your toenails. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It seems detectives were beginning to become frustrated with just how little Stephen was giving them. And at one point during the interview, one of the detectives said, quote, "There's blood in your apartment, Stephen. You didn't get it all up. Don't you watch CSI?
That's what a cop said to him.
Yes.
Don't you watch CSI?
Yes. I don't know how. There's no way he kept a straight face saying that. The detectives started to apply some pressure to Stephen. Quote, "You ran your mouth on the news media. Now you get down here and you don't fucking know. You know, you're just a sorry piece of shit that don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
Now, I'm filling in the blanks there. It was just expletive, but I can take a guess. Maybe paraphrasing there.
Yeah. You little bollocks.
I would love if that was exactly what he said. All joking aside, this does seem to be the case. Stephen was playing the role of the concerned friend, neighbour and classmate until he found out that they had discovered the body and he was one step closer to being found out. Suddenly, Stephen seems more subdued. His answers were often, "I don't know," or quite to the point with not a lot of elaboration.
To be fair though, with how these cases go, say if we lived in an apartment building and a girl went missing, I would be looking at the single men who live, automatically, I would be looking at the single men who live in that apartment building.
Well, so were the detectives, because they then say to him, quote, "If a complete stranger is going to come to her apartment and kill her, they're not going to take the time to dismember her and throw her in the fucking trash can. Why take 2 or 3 or 4 hours to dismember her instead of just fucking leaving?"
Fair point well made.
Fair point well made. And when Stephen doesn't reply to this, the detective says, quote, "You said you're intelligent. Start acting like it."
Oh!
You know he
Saying
would
that
have
to an
hated
incel.
that. Yes. Stephen seems quite pretentious and he seems very like holier than thou intelligence wise.
So,
you know what I mean?
And I know you said incel, but has he got anything wrong with him as well, mentally?
No, not that I'm aware of, no.
So
you mean like an intellectual disability or something like that?
Yeah.
No, as far as I'm aware, no.
So he literally just did this basically out of spite.
He's just a piece of shit. He's just a fucking incel.
Yeah, but there's been an incel and then there's this.
Yeah. But there has been quite a few cases of incels not just hiding behind the computer saying shit, but actually going out and following through with their threats of violence against women. Sorry, actually, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say there's been quite a few. That's kind of inaccurate to say because there's so many of them online, and I'm thinking of a few cases.
Yeah, but
you know,
what I don't understand is how I don't understand how an incel's brain works because they're angry at women because they're not getting none.
Mm-hmm.
So why do that to the one who was actually being nice to you and stuff? I don't. Like, say if it was she lived in the apartment and every time I said hi, she just blanked me or she laughed at me or...
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I get it, but I'd get it. I'd understand it more. But this is someone who was nice to him. I don't...
Yeah, so do you remember we were talking about Charles Albright? And he was like, "I'm great with women. I buy them things.
Yeah.
Do things for me."
Yeah.
That's it. So... as nice as Lauren was to him, he was probably thinking, "I'm so nice to her. Why is she rejecting me? She may still be being nice to me, but she doesn't want a romantic relationship."
Okay.
I don't want to speak for Stephen, but
you're gonna
fill in the gaps here. So, as Detective A is getting very theatrical with it, Detective B comes in and he realises that they're not going to get anywhere without bringing Stephen out of his shell a bit. And he attempts to ask him seemingly insignificant questions. Things like, which do you prefer, Coke or Pepsi? Which toothpaste do you use?
What's that got to do with anything?
The point is, it's kind of. The point is to kind of disarm him. We're just having a normal chat.
So they're doing good cop, bad cop.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the guy is going very much bad cop.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of loving it. It's hilarious to me, but you know.
I think if I got tucked in, as soon as they started that, I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like,
I'm going to say that to you next time you shave and you leave hairs all over the sink. I'm like, "You didn't clean it up. Don't you watch CSI?"
This is about Stephen. This isn't about me. Stop bringing it back on me.
I brought it back round to the grooming and all though, didn't I? So actually, yeah, having said that, that's a good point. You struggle to do that. You find you just have enough energy to shave, but not to clean up after it.
But I do.
No, you don't. You don't. You know what? Let's say it's on the tap around the, like the soap dispenser on like the back part of the sink.
Yeah.
And on like the rim at the front of the basin.
Hmm.
You wipe the front of the basin and be like, good.
No.
That's great.
No, I do it all.
I assure you don't.
I get the hand soap bottle and I put it up on the mirror shelf.
Yeah.
And I do the whole sink.
And then leave a ring from the hand soap thing on the shelf. What? They asked Stephen about his glorious head of hair, to which Stephen replied, quote, I just decided to grow it out. So again, talkative fella. Very sociable.
Yeah.
He did have a right head of hair in him. Can't be taken away from him.
Yeah, I don't know why I've got like Screech from Saved by the Bell in my head. With curly hair.
Yeah, so his hair wasn't like Screech's. It was like full head of hair. But I kind of get what you mean. That kind of like slightly awkward kind of thing. But actually he ended up doing some not great stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
But as you said, this is about Stephen. Throughout the process, Stephen remained apathetic, staring at the wall, feet planted on the ground, and his hands resting on his lap. His interview went on for 12 hours, and although they didn't get very far in terms of information relating to Lauren, Stephen did admit to burglary during the interview, and police made the decision to detain him on this unrelated charge. Stephen admitted to entering 2 other apartments in the complex and stealing a condom from each of them.
What?
Yeah. Now, the condoms that were found in his apartment sparked interest as Stephen was said to have been waiting until marriage to have sex. So they're like, what are you doing with them?
Yeah.
What's the crack, Stephen?
Oh.
So that's kind of how that came around.
Well, what that is known as? I don't want to be crude.
Mm-hmm. But you're gonna?
But growing up, that was known as a posh wank.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm familiar with the term.
So that's what he'll have been doing.
Well, he didn't use them in the end, did he? He just had them.
Or he could have been putting them on his head.
Blowing them up with his nose.
Yeah.
Seeing how far he gets before it burst.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah, of course I did.
Did you get it to burst or did you pass out before it happened?
No, I got it to burst. And I had another one where I pissed on a tampon.
Explain.
Right. So, do you know when you were younger and you'd be waiting to get someone to go in the shop for you and buy fags? And if you did, you gave them a fag. That was by his rights. Well...
You bought someone tampons and they gave you a tampon.
She was embarrassed to go in the shop. So I said, I'll go in for you, but I want one. And she said, what for? And I went...
For the crack.
I want to piss on it and see how big I can get it.
Did she literally just hand you one and walk away? Didn't say anything else?
Well, no, we were knocking about for the night.
Sorry, this girl watched you just piss on a tampon.
Well, she was behind...
For the crack?
No, she was like round the back of us.
Right.
And I think 3 of us pissed on it in the end.
What?
Yeah. To see how big we could get it. It got quite big. They can absorb quite a lot, you know.
Stephen remained in jail for about a month while police gathered evidence, because at this stage, they had nothing on him, and he wasn't talking.
Jail for a month for nicking Johnny's?
Yeah. He admitted to burglary. He had entered into their homes.
You're only a Johnny.
But he was still going into people's homes. He shouldn't have been there.
Well, no, it's their home.
Now, thankfully, they were able to link Stephen to several pieces of evidence, including packaging for a hacksaw, which a hacksaw had been used to dismember Lauren's body, as well as a pair of Lauren's underwear.
He kept the underwear?
Apparently.
Do you know when it comes to the saw?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why they go through the effort of doing manual labour when you can get power saws now?
I mean, this was in an apartment complex, so I'm going to take a guess the noise factor. And it was also early in the morning.
Okay. Because, like, just sawing through one piece of wood, like, can take it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like the cop said, 2, 3, 4 hours.
Well, not to try and sound distasteful or, overly...
Oh, no, I'm not
whatever.
meaning it distasteful at all.
Yeah, no, I know you're not, but I'm just saying, like, I agree with your point. Dismembering a body would be a difficult task.
Well, weren't one of the cases you told me, was it one of them in Japan? He kept taking, like, naps or breaks between or something?
Oh, you're thinking of Mr. Cruel in Australia. There was one where he had, like, gone and made himself a sandwich. Now, there was one of the cases we covered that was in Japan, but that was after the fact. He stayed back and made himself a sandwich.
Oh.
And shit in their toilet and didn't flush.
Yeah.
Mm. Now, there was apparently some issues in regards to Stephen's apartment. It was said that the scene hadn't been properly sealed off, and that police, when asked, couldn't produce a list of officers who had come and gone from the scene. It was also reported that 2 plumbers had entered the apartment for repairs, and no police were present at that time. So, in fairness to Stephen, that's a bit sus.
Yeah.
They could be fucking planting anything.
Yeah.
Now, like, it's fucking Stephen, he did it.
It's
but
Stephen.
in the interest of a fair, just process, that's a bit, it's a bit dodgy. Either way, Stephen was charged with the murder of Lauren in August of 2011. I have to say, I was quite surprised that he spent 12 hours with the police. Initially, it didn't seem like he was necessarily under any suspicion. He was just another friend of Lauren's. But I think he thought he was smarter than he is, and was, to some degree at least, enjoying this. Which, it does seem how he wanted to be portrayed. The FBI's Behavioural Analysis Unit concluded that Lauren was the victim of a targeted attack, and that her killer had most likely calculated and stalked her both in person and online.
So, going back to the interview with the news reporter.
Mm-hmm.
So when he started acting weird when they was told that they found the body, did the news reporter go up to a cop and go, check this fucking guy?
I think so.
Okay.
She must have done.
Yeah, because they didn't have the evidence then.
Yes,
surely.
that's what I mean. It seems very like they were hot and heavy on him immediately.
Yeah.
And even if, like you personally, like this guy seems a bit off.
Yeah.
Like that one detective was very, very heavy-handed.
Yeah, I'd love
verbally,
to talk,
I mean.
I'd love to talk to that news reporter. See how it felt and what her reaction was.
Because, I mean, she was just, doing her job.
Yeah.
And then, she's asked, like, they found a body. And you could understand if someone's going to be like, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
But he was like, body. Like, his voice, he just changed, like. A memorial was held for Lauren in St. Joseph Catholic Church in Macon. Her remains were cremated and buried in Maryland. Her mother said, quote, I think because we had a funeral and we had a burial, that my heart and mind think of that as closure. But then I think about the fact that it was just a torso. You think of her beautiful face, and her hair, and her hands. I want her hands. And that's very hard. But I know that her body isn't who she is. Lauren's sister said, quote, the wedding day. Having her there was so special and important. To be just 1 week before she died was just a blessing. For the whole family to see her one last time and be all together, I think it rare to have such a great memory before such a tragic time like that.
Yeah, you got to think that's rough, innit? If you look through your wedding album and it's upsetting.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lauren's family, I don't know if it's the right way to word it, but they almost have a sort of positivity. Since Lauren's death, her family have maintained her presence within their family. Her sister named her daughter after Lauren. They continue to celebrate her birthday, and they still have Pink Wednesdays, which I assume is a nod to the film Mean Girls. Yes. I thought you were Mean Girls. Lauren has also been remembered by her school and community. A plaque was unveiled by Mercer Law School, and a pink bench now stands in Washington Park in her memory. Quote, "She had this passion for life that a lot of people don't have. I think she lived more in those 27 years than most people do." So you see what I mean? I don't know if positivity is necessarily the right word. It seems a bit off in this context, but they very much keep Lauren present in their lives day to day.
Yeah. And like, I know it's rough, you know, for the funeral, it was just the torso. But, you know, there's a lot of victims' families out there that they haven't even had closure. They don't know what happened to the son or the daughter. They've got nothing to bury.
Well, sorry, kind of off topic, but just on the conversation of funerals, it's something that we've discussed before, because in Ireland, when someone passes and you have the funeral, it's a matter of days.
Yeah.
It's very quick. You can kind of get on with the process and start grieving. In the UK, it can be weeks, and I've heard months at times.
Yeah.
And that is insanely difficult for families to cope with.
Especially when it got to COVID.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I can understand, you know, the delay in the process there.
Yeah.
But when you've got to try and come to terms with the death of a loved one, and then you've got to wait weeks or months to go through the like formal grieving process, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
You know, for you, you know, your granny, your nanan.
Yeah. I say it like that.
But that's what you call her.
Yeah, but I don't say it like that. Me nanan.
How do you say it?
Me nanan.
I hear no difference. But you know, she was someone that you were very, very close to. I assume it was roughly a 2-week period between her death and the funeral.
Yeah, about that.
I'm sure that was quite difficult to wait that amount of time.
Yeah, but it's just...
it was normal to you.
Yeah.
Had you been given the option to do it, you know, like say 2 days later, would you have preferred that?
Well, you've got to like arrange time off work and that, and you know.
But you can go on bereavement leave.
Not for your nanan.
Of course you can.
No, it's the only like immediate family, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, you demanded off. It was your nanan.
I don't see there's that big of an issue with it being 2 weeks, because there's a lot of planning. I don't know how you lot do it over here in a fucking day or two.
We get the job done. The biggest...
It makes me think that majority of the deaths in Ireland are pre-med. It's like
that's a scurrilous accusation to make.
Pre-fucking plans the funeral and everything. It's very sus.
Do you know the one thing? I mean, the planning and all, boom, 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 you get it done. Again, no one wants to deal with this shit. You got to do it.
Yeah.
The biggest task at hand, and like you said, the time crunch, is the mountains upon mountains of sandwiches you've got to make for the afters.
Well, this is it. And sausage rolls. Quiche.
You love a quiche, don't you?
We fucking do. Chicken Kievs. Are they still a thing? I can't remember the last time I saw a chicken Kiev.
They are, yeah, but they're definitely not as big as they were.
Yeah, they were fucking good then.
They had their moment in the 2000s. Sit down now.
Basically, for the Americans who don't know what we're on about, it was a piece of chicken, breaded, but when you bit into it, it just exploded in your mouth with garlic.
I'm sure Americans have chicken Kievs.
I think it's a very British thing.
Is it?
I think so. Well, we took it.
Tracks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On the 21st of April, 2014, a plea deal was accepted. This deal meant that Stephen would avoid the death penalty in exchange for his account of the murder. Lauren's parents had also agreed to dismiss their wrongful death suit against Stephen if he confessed and was, quote, fulsome, truthful, and verifiable in his account. But there was some doubts as to the validity of his story. Quote, he had a lot of time to prepare that letter. I am sure there are things he'll never tell anyone. We thought it was written backwards to fit the known evidence. It fits all we know.
What do you mean written backwards?
Meaning he already knew what they had, so he was confessing to what they knew.
Oh, okay.
Lauren's sister said, quote, "Obviously, we know she died, but we don't really believe anything Stephen McDaniel has said. I don't think he's a very honest person. I think he could make up a million stories. He has a very vivid imagination." Now, Stephen actually did write stories as well. Just so you know, he was working on a novel, I believe.
They usually do.
Yeah. I actually read some extracts from it.
Not great.
Very full on. It was a lot.
I have to be honest with you. When you said written backwards, I thought...
Okay.
I thought it was like similar to what you said about your dyslexic fucking thing.
No. What
I
they
thought you meant he literally wrote it backwards.
No, what they meant was instead of gaining more information from him, he was basically just regurgitating it back to them, what was already known.
Yeah. No, I understand now.
Mm.
But when you first said written backwards, that's what I got in my head.
So,
like showing off.
Like with myself, we're not sure, yes, if he's, very talented, it's quite an ability, or if he's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the lead pieces of evidence in this trial was videos found on Stephen's computer. These videos showed that Stephen had been photographing and filming Lauren outside of her apartment.
Fucking weirdo.
It also showed that he had been viewing Lauren's social media. So, with that, it fits the FBI's profile of the killer, and they've also got their element of premeditation. Now, as well as that horrifying discovery, it was said that police had also found child pornography images on his computer.
There it is.
And blog posts about torture and violence towards women.
Weirdo.
Piece of shit. Like the detective said.
No, but like
Allegedly.
what I said earlier, if there's someone who's a loner and they're a bit odd, there's usually a reason. I'm not saying they all are. There's some who, they're very, they're crippled with anxiety and, they just automatically feel awkward around people. They prefer to be on their own. I get that. But that is a very small percentage of loners. Most of them, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why no one wants to be around them. They're a weirdo.
Well, I mean, I get the point you're making, but I think that's a big split between people not wanting to be around someone and that person choosing to not be around others. I would describe myself as a bit of a loner.
No.
In that way. No?
No.
I mean, I'm quite kind of withdrawn at times and kind of...
A weirdo.
And enjoy my personal space, particularly when I'm in the bathroom. It's come back round again. Look at that. No, but you know what I mean? I can be quite comfortable in my own company.
Yeah.
I don't have to be with a group of people or anything like that.
I don't.
You're more social than me, though.
No, if people are there, I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
But I can just as easily just switch off and
No,
just
you can't.
ignore everyone.
No, not... Right. You know when we're in different rooms?
Yeah.
Like, we live together.
We do.
It's only a small space as well.
Yeah.
But if we're in different rooms, like, do you remember that a few months ago, I was in the bedroom and I was researching a case.
Yeah.
You came in the room. You didn't really say anything. You just hovered in the doorway. Just because you got lonely.
I was only checking on you.
It was only about an hour later. But I could tell that you just missed having someone there. The presence of another person. It wasn't that we had to be chatting and whatever, but it was just you didn't really want to sit on your own. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You quite like having someone there. And don't get me wrong, I'm fond of you.
Oh, thank you. I'd put up with you.
But you get what I mean. It's more rare that you're going to choose to be completely on your own, isolated, for whatever period of time.
What
was that? What was that reply?
I was agreeing. I was...
You wonder why Northerners get slagged.
No, but you do take my point.
Yeah.
Majority of the time,
no, I wouldn't say
reason
majority. I wouldn't say majority. I do get what you're saying, but I'd say 50-50 split.
Like, I don't know if I have like a superpower or what. But like, say if someone walks into a room, they only have to say 1 or 2 sentences, and I'm like, weirdo. Weapon. Stay away from that bastard.
Mm.
And I'm usually right. That's when you find out that they, tortured animals as a kid, or fucking wore the mum's fucking underwear.
I think, like, we've said it quite a lot. I think between the two of us, I would say, generally speaking, I'm better predicting a person and their behaviour. You are frighteningly good at predicting a situation that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm just kind of reading a person. I'm getting an idea of them. I don't know how you do it with situations, but fair focus to you. But, like just to do with the kind of, like I said, the loner thing, I think if you are someone who appreciates, spending time on your own, the whole thing of how peaceful it can be when you don't put up with other people's shit, you're not constantly facilitating it. It kind of, you realize how good it is not to have to do that, not to be putting yourself out. And sometimes I think it can lead to people becoming isolated to a degree they don't want.
Yeah.
Like
even when we were in a social place like, I don't know, CrimeCon. CrimeCon's a perfect example. So at CrimeCon, if you haven't been, all the creators will have their own table. And then you'll go to each table talking to different creators. But at the same time, everyone's socializing. How many times, like when people had gone into the exhibits and it's just left with the podcasters, how many times were it just me and you? We just stayed at a table, just kept ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah, it's one of the few moments you had to kind of just gather your thoughts and take a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's a busy day. Anyway, back to Stephen. Like I said, they found some shit on his computer.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was a dirty little lurker entering other people's apartments was not even used during the trial. The reason for this was that the police had failed to read him his rights.
What?
Yeah. But don't worry about that. Bigger picture here.
Yeah, sorry, with because I need to know. This is like, where did the pineapple come from? What was he doing with them Johnnies?
I don't know.
We need to know.
I can't tell you. I thought you came to the conclusion it was a posh wank. No? Are you flip-flopping on that one?
Why did that sound so much funnier, you saying? So... Okay.
Because I said it as if it was like part of, like, I'm being serious. Is that the conclusion that you have arrived at? Was it a posh wank?
Do you understand the premise of why it's a posh wank?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. For the murder of Lauren, Stephen was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. In 2018, Stephen's father started a GoFundMe to raise money for his appeal. The campaign was later taken down, and Stephen decided to represent himself. On the 30th of May, 2022, Stephen filed again, stating that the district attorney had stolen documents from the defence, and that he was seeking to have his conviction overturned. Now, you know what really pisses me off about this little fucking shit? He's admitted to murder. And I do understand that, if it's the case that this case hasn't been handled correctly, it's fair that he would want it to be looked into again. But...
you don't get away with murder.
Right. He knows about law. Remember, he was a law student.
Yeah.
All of this legal shite just seems to be him having fun with the system.
Yeah.
He's a little shite hawk, and he's acting the bollocks to the highest degree.
Yeah. So in his mind, it's, hang on, that judge stole papers from the defence, so I should get away with murder.
Essentially. It's literally just, what loophole can I find?
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. Now, Stephen will be eligible for parole in 2041.
He won't get it.
Sadly, the entirety of Lauren's remains were never found. They did search the landfill, but this was a massive, massive undertaking, and of course, it can be incredibly dangerous. When Lauren's mother was asked her feelings about the search being conducted, she said, quote, "It certainly will make a difference. Is it something that I can go on living without? Yes." The detective confirmed that the search for Lauren's body was one of compassion. Quote, "Nobody conducted this search for investigative purposes. We don't need remains to prosecute." When Lauren's sister Caitlin found out that Stephen was the killer, she was just as stunned as she was upset. She said, quote, "It seemed like she might have been one of the people who was actually nice to him and gave him some attention, even though he might have been a loner. There's no story here about telling your kids to lock their cars when they get in, or don't go to this side of town. You know, there's no, she should have done this and it wouldn't have happened. Because you should always be nice to people. You should always be nice to your neighbours. Just because someone looks different doesn't mean they are. But in this case, he just was." And that is the murder of Lauren Giddings. Neil, any comments?
Terrible, isn't it? No, so what the sisters just said? Yes, absolutely. Be nice. You don't have to be nice to everyone, but you can be nice and just give the British nod, or, you know, you don't have to keep people in your life.
Do you know what I think is a good way to kind of word it? Or a good way to look at it? You don't have to be nice to everyone. You don't have to go out of your way.
Just don't be horrible.
But you should always be kind to people. Do you know what I mean? When someone needs that level of compassion, be the person to do it. But you don't have to, like you said, bumping into someone on the street. You don't have to be, "Hi, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to go into all that. Yeah. But if you see that someone needs it, just
nodding, all right?
Yeah. Give someone the time of day kind of thing.
Yeah. One thing what I'm a bit shocked at is the fact that he didn't want the death penalty himself.
He's a little puss.
They're gonna beat the snot out of him.
He's a little puss.
They're gonna beat the snot out of him in prison. If I was him, I would have been wanting the death penalty.
See, I find it an odd one, because I think if it was me and I was facing life in prison, I'd be okay with the death penalty. If that's what my life is from now on. A lot of these people, it's, you know, they're fine to take a life, but they can't bear the thought of losing theirs. That frightens the shite out of them. Yeah. And it's kind of like...
Do you know what, actually? He's going to have it cushy in prison because he was learning law. Prisoners are going to be going to him and be like, "Oh, can you look through my paperwork?"
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but he might be kept out of the general population if it was found out about the child pornography for his safety.
Oh, yeah.
That's another point.
Yeah.
He might be having a relatively easy time with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd have gone for death penalty.
Do you know, I fucking hate cases like this as well, when it's like, what you did was so fucking horrible and grotesque, right? And then it's as if, like, child pornography is just shoehorned in that you also did this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, but when you said that, I went, there it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I could just sense that there were going to be some kiddie stuff at play.
It's no good.
No, obviously not. So, oddity.
Funeral strippers. I mean, does what it says in the tin. We could just end the oddity right there, couldn't we?
You mean strippers solely for funerals?
I said what I said. Funeral strippers.
No, but can you get any stripper? Or is there only certain ones who do it for funerals?
No, I believe it's anyone.
Why?
You okay?
Who's the stripper for?
I mean, for the festivities. You know, like we said earlier, you make a load of sandwiches. It's something you do. You buy flowers, you hire a stripper. Right, so Neil is just staring with his gob open.
No, because Right.
What's wrong?
So imagine you were like a lass, yeah? You say
what?
Like a girly girl. You'd got all these girly mates,
Yeah.
and you know you'd go to hen parties in Benidorm and shit like that. You were like
God.
like an Irish woo girl, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you kick the bucket, and all your friends, you know, supportive of me, are like, let us do all the what's it called?
Planning.
Yeah,
Funeral arrangements.
funeral arrangements. That's it. You take a load off. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I go to your funeral, and some bloke jumps double-footed and lands on your coffin, whips off his trousers and starts waving his Mickey about in my face.
Yeah.
I don't get how this is a thing. This.
Are you asking me how I would feel as it's my funeral, or are you saying you don't want that for my funeral?
Well, I don't.
You don't want a Mickey flying in your face.
I don't want anyone's lad in my face.
No, not so much. I'll tell you, if that's what you want to do.
No,
I know you don't, but I'm saying, like, I don't care if you want to hire. Like, I want people to have a good time. You know, if we're spending out, may as well make it a party. Let people enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I'd say is I don't go against, you know, my wishes overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't like drape a fucking England flag over me coffin or something. You're going to do that now, aren't you? You're going to have like Union Jack bunting in the funeral home now.
Yeah.
Christ. So, funeral strippers.
Mm.
Basically, in some cultures, dancers are hired for funerals in order to give the deceased one last hurrah, as well as being a way to draw people in, creating a larger gathering at the funeral, which is seen as a mark of honour.
Oh, so it's not like someone, you know, pour some sugar on me and all that?
No, it's a dancer, music, the whole lot.
Okay.
It's someone performing. But it's, you know, having a greater attendance at your funeral is, you know, hopefully going to give you a better chance in the afterlife of reaching nirvana. It's the attendance thing.
Right.
Or for some, it could relate to fertility. Quote, in some local cultures, dancing with erotic elements can be used to convey the deceased wish of being blessed with many children. Or possibly it's just to entertain the spirits. There's a few different notions being thrown around there.
Fertility for a dead person?
Yeah. Look,
Do you see where I'm getting confused with this?
Yeah, look, it's not my fucking bag of tricks. But you know what? Again, if you want to, have at it. Funeral strippers first originated in Taiwan in 1980 and is more common in rural areas, which seemed a bit odd to me.
What?
Just grunting again.
Sorry.
It's not a response.
It's agreeing with you.
Is it?
Well, like agreeing with what you're saying.
In 2017, the funeral procession for a politician featured 50 pole dancers. His family said that they wanted to honour him and the, quote, lively fun time that he had. The procession included a marching band, performers dressed as deities, and brightly coloured jeeps which blared out music as women danced on top of these vehicles. What's wrong, Neil?
I don't get it. I do not fucking get it.
Is this not a case of it's just not for you, though? Or are you against this?
Against it.
Why?
It's so disrespectful.
But if it's what... Right, no, do you know what? Fuck it. I want a funeral stripper now. I'm fucking lame. Just because you're so against it. I want it now. I demand a funeral stripper.
But I can't have a Viking burial.
Do you know what? You can put fucking England flag, Union Jacks all over my fucking funeral if you want. As long as you have the stripper there.
Female stripper?
No, I want a male now because you specifically said about the Mickey in your face.
What about your dad?
He'll have to come to terms with it.
Can't do that to your family.
I can. And I will.
This is absolutely outrageous.
Well, I'll tell you what, Neil, you're not the only one that feels that way. In 2018, China stepped up their efforts to put a stop to the practice, branding it, quote, obscene and vulgar.
Yeah.
So you're with China on this?
Yeah.
The Ministry of Culture said that it is, quote, uncivilised and that anyone who hires a stripper for a funeral will be, quote, severely punished. The government has also set up a hotline for people to report, quote, funeral misdeeds, and they will receive a reward for doing so.
I would whistleblow the fuck out of all of them.
Well, there has been arrests made as well.
Good.
In 2006, 5 dancers were detained after performing for hundreds of people at a farmer's funeral. I look at this as fucking spoil sports, if I'm honest with you.
It's indecent exposure is what it is.
You didn't have an issue when it was fucking Demi Moore, did you?
I can get arrested for pissing on a building.
Yeah, but this is an arrangement. It's at a party. That sounds a bit bad to say a party, but they're turning it into a celebration.
Mine is a bodily function. I have to do it or I'm going to piss myself.
You have to respect their wishes.
No, you don't.
What? But
they're dead and gone.
That is outrageous.
They're dead and gone.
Scandalous.
Do you know what? Right. Do you know?
You're getting an Ireland flag on your fucking coffin now after saying that.
Do you know what I would do? I wouldn't do anything disrespectful. I definitely wouldn't put a Union Jack on your fucking coffin. If you were on your deathbed and you were like, I want this, I want that, or can we have chicken Kievs at the wake and all this, I'd be like, of course we can. Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Vol-au-vents.
Yeah.
British love them as well, don't they?
Of course we can. And then once you're gone,
yeah,
it's just normal funeral,
fuck her in a ditch.
Cremate her, and then put your ashes. Oh, I'm getting my favourite freckle.
Yeah.
Have that cut off you,
mm-hmm.
and then have you burnt, and then where would I scatter your ashes?
Why don't you go for a
Probably
day out to Glendalough?
Glendalough.
Yeah, go for a day. Treat yourself.
Probably Glendalough, and I'd play "God Save the Queen" on a speaker while I toss you a
what? Toss me off.
Toss you about, like
toss me off the boat.
Lob you off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, while you're still alive, I'd be like, of course you can. Yeah, well, I'll do that for you. No bother.
Yeah. And then immediately disregard my wishes.
Well, it depends what the wishes are. Strippers, get fucked. I'm not doing that to your family.
I'm not getting me stripper then. That's what you're telling me right now.
You wouldn't go to a stripper while you're alive.
No, it's not really my scene.
You're certainly not having one. It's blasphemy, this. It's fucking... Blasphemy. No, it's like I said, it's indecent exposure. They're taking the piss. I'm sick of it. People just going overboard. It's too far.
Well, like I said, China agree with you. They're trying to crack down on it, but it seems that some people in China don't want to see it go. Quote, the fact that it keeps popping up, in spite of laws against it, points to how resilient it can be.
So's paedophilia.
I love the word resilient.
So's paedophilia. So's murder. So's burglary. What's the point?
Well, I think to sum up, let's quote the rapper 2 Chainz, and apparently a fair amount of people in Taiwan, and some in mainland China, yeah, love them strippers. Dem strippers.
Dem, yeah.
Dem strippers.
Yeah. Not those.
That's how 2 Chainz says it.
Not those, dem.
Dem.
Yeah.
In the back. On the Jeeps. So, you're not having it.
No. Like I said, I'm sick of it.
I've upset you again.
Nah, sick of it. They've took it too far. People just take the piss. There's so many people who just need neutering.
You do look genuinely bothered.
You imagine if I didn't know that was happening at your funeral. I'm in bits that my significant other has now passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying goodbye to her.
For the last time.
And then Mateo fucking...
You probably wouldn't be, but it'd be Dave Gary from down the pub.
In fact, I would probably be sat there looking at Mateo going, who the fuck is that?
It's Mateo.
Who the fuck is this guy? And then, like I said, he double jumps, double foot jump onto your coffin with fucking
rips off
popper fucking
his suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You thought he was just another mourner, and you were
shows
like,
me his arsehole.
Yeah. Well, we can discuss how tame you want the dance to be at the funeral. Do you want him to do a more kind of like slow song? Would that make you happier?
No, you're just taking the piss.
If it was a bit,
no, you're trying to get a rise out of me.
More of a somber
tone.
I'll let Matteo know. Somber.